Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gardening for Better Health. My name is Henry B. 723, and I'm glad that you decided to stop by and spend a couple minutes with me out of your busy day today. Thank you for stopping by. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here in Zone 6A. We've got sunshine, blue skies, a real light breeze going on, and it's a perfect day for me to come out and do some things in the yard. And I thought I would give you a few tips and some things to think about that might help you. Today I want to tell you about 5 reasons why it's a good idea to start a garden if you have not already. Reason number 1, it will save you money. In the grocery store, all of the vegetables are just absolutely sky high now. I mean, all of you know that when you go to the store, you're paying so much more for everything. The produce section, prices here in my area are double what they were a year and a half ago. And that's very, very sad because my income did not double. So it is not a good thing when you go into the store and you have to pay so much more just for basic things. So it will save you money if you start a garden. And you don't need a lot of space to garden in. You can garden on a windowsill, put some dirt in a pot, put some seeds in it and start it on your windowsill. You can start it on your deck. You can start it in grow bags in your yard. You can start it in planters if you have planters available in your yard. But you need to think about how much money can I save if I do start these vegetables myself and not have to buy them. I'll give you a good example. A pack of seeds is very inexpensive. You can get some seeds for $2 a pack, depending on what it is you want to grow. Or you can spend a little bit more for other types of vegetables, and you might spend maybe $3.50, $4 for a packet of seeds. That's a lot different than going to the store paying several dollars for one vegetable. To give you an example, this is seeds from sugar baby watermelons. This one pack has 25 seeds in it. You can't go to the store and buy 25 watermelons for $2. Not gonna happen. This one is a seed packet of mustard greens. And this particular seed packet has 1,500 seeds. Can you imagine how much food you will have if you were to plant out this whole packet? I'm not gonna plant the whole packet because I can't eat that many. I started using it last year, and so I've used some, but there's no way I'm going to be able to use these 1,500 seeds before they go bad. But I'll use a significant amount for myself and my family and friends, and this is enough to even take to the farmer's market and sell some after I grow it. So 1,500 seeds in this packet is an awesome, awesome deal. And then this other seed packet that I have, it has 100 seeds. So as you can see, depending on the type of seeds that you get, you're going to get a lot more seeds in the packet than what you can possibly use. And that is to your benefit. That is much, much better than going to the store, having to spend so much money on barely enough vegetables to feed your family for a week or two. So that's why the number 1 reason that I have on my list is to save money. Reason number 2 is to avoid contaminated food. Every year you will hear, maybe a few times a year, warnings of contaminated food. Somehow they'll tell you, oh, well, the lettuce is contaminated and it's got E. coli in it. Don't buy the lettuce. Or if you did buy lettuce from this and this store where they sold the contaminated lettuce, you can take it back to the store and get your money back, or just discard it. Well, oftentimes that doesn't help you, because by the time they've discovered that it's contaminated, and by the time they discovered that they need to recall it, you've already eaten it. So that doesn't do you any good. So you put your health and your family's health at risk trying to buy fresh vegetables from the store, because you never know if it's really fresh or if it's got some type of contaminated agent on it, either E. coli or listeria or whatever. If you grow it yourself, you know what has been put on that lettuce. As long as you don't put contaminants on it, it won't be contaminated. So doing it yourself sometimes, even though it's a lot more work, it's a lot better for the health of yourself and your family. So the third reason that I have is food tastes better when you get it from the garden. I started a bed of asparagus 2 years ago, and asparagus is one of those vegetables where when you plant it, you may not get a yield the first year because of the way that it grows, but if you buy crowns to plant, the second year or the third year you will get a good harvest. Last year I got a small harvest. This year I'll get a bigger harvest. When I got my small harvest last year, my daughter came over and she went over to the garden container where the asparagus was growing, and she says, well, you know, Mom, I really don't like asparagus. I said, taste it. Break a piece of asparagus right there in the bed and taste it. And she did. And when she started to chew the asparagus, she says, is this asparagus for real? I said, yes, that is asparagus. She said, I don't like asparagus, but this is delicious. It's got a really nice, sweet flavor. It has a little bit of crunch, but it is delicious. She said, the asparagus that I have been eating tastes like wood, but the asparagus growing here in this bed is wonderful. So she found out that the taste for certain vegetables that she thought she didn't like is different. Same thing with fresh tomatoes. Getting tomatoes from the store, oftentimes that's the best we can do if we don't grow them ourselves. But to actually grow a tomato yourself, harvest it, and taste it, the flavor is absolutely phenomenal. So fresh vegetables, and even with fresh fruits, the taste is very, very different from what you've been used to if you've only been eating store-bought fruits and vegetables. So that's the other reason for doing it yourself. Reason number 4 is gardening is good exercise. You may not think of it that way initially, but when you're gardening, you're doing a few things. You're moving around, you're bending, you're standing, you're stretching. If you have to put dirt in your beds, that entails having to lift some dirt sometimes if you're doing a large bed. So you're gonna have to lift the dirt. You're gonna have to move around and spread the dirt and then plant your seeds. So experts do attribute gardening to the exercise of moderate walking in terms of how many calories you burn. So gardening is good exercise. And the 5th one is Gardening is good for your mental health. I don't know about you, but most people have a lot of things going on in their lives where you're stressed out. Just in order to function at work, to function, to do bills, you gotta pay bills, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Everything has a deadline, and it's very stressful. Gardening is good to relieve stress. When you're gardening, your focus is not on what you have to pay today. It's not on what you have to do tomorrow. It's not on extraneous things that you hear on the news that are upsetting. Your focus is on doing the best that you can to get your seedlings to grow and to get them to the point where they're going to give you a good harvest. So that's what you're focused on. And as you focus on that, the other things are not so prominent in your mind. The other things are not so stressful, at least during the time you're working in your garden. So that is how it's good for your mental health. So then, to recap, 5 reasons to garden. The first one is to save money. The second one is to avoid contaminants. The third one is it tastes better. The fourth one is for exercise. And the fifth one is for better mental health. So those are the 5 reasons that I can give you today that is reason enough for you to start a garden. I hope you will if you have not already. These are not the only reasons to start gardening. Please leave a comment to let me know that you're already gardening or you're about to start gardening, or what is your reason to garden. I'd love to hear your comment. Put it in the comments below, and other people that come to the channel will benefit from knowing why you decide to garden, and it may inspire them. So thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm Henry B, 723. Have a great day. Bye.